Hey Virgo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength on this reading, check your other major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's such a well-trained deck. I've been like shuffling a little and then separating it out and only picking 3 cards. And look, it just jumped out 3 cards. That's really cute. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, Virgo, didn't you get this one last time? Boundaries? Setting up boundaries. Yeah. Not establishing better boundaries. Could be with work, could be with people you know, family, friends, even yourself. Setting up better boundaries. Not letting other people's needs, other people's desires, or maybe even a sense of obligation deplete you. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? All the Virgos I know need to establish better boundaries at work, but I'm not going to tell you where that is, but that's setting up better boundaries. And then break the change, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So this is about possibly the boundaries of ancestors, setting up boundaries with maybe family members, or breaking a pattern. Maybe it was a learned pattern of relating to people, relating to work, relationships or work relationships or something like that. There's a pattern that you inherited that that needs to be re-examined, a pattern of boundary issues that you learned either from your caregivers when you were young or something like that. It's going to change it's going to change how you do things going forward. And could possibly even heal some issues from the past. But you need to establish better boundaries, and the issue you might have around boundaries could be something either relating to family or relating to how you learned to navigate life from your caregivers as an early, experience in life. Yeah, we all have such different early experiences, and then that combined with our different inherent personalities can create a wide variety of people and ways of doing things. So, and then I really love this one, dance with life, do something to change your energy. So I love it. Yeah, we can change our energy either physiologically through breath work, exercise, yoga. We can change our energy through the stories we tell ourselves, which could be a little bit of what's going on here. And we can also change our energy through, I forgot. But I'm also going to take this card right here because that makes sense to me. You and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. So any sort of fears that you have, it's okay to set boundaries. I feel as that's what we're saying. It's okay to set boundaries. It can feel very scary. You might get some blowback, but ultimately it'll be better for everybody involved, you and your loved ones. It'll be better for all of them. All right. And then we're going to move to Botanical Inspirations here. This is my cat, Jack. I really hope he's not coming up there. I just switched to a much smaller table, and he does not fit on it at all. All right, Botanical Inspirations, what do we have? Tuberose, holy shit. All right, Tuberose. I love this card. This is probably one of my favorite cards in the deck because it's got so many things that were assumed about it that turned out to be very correct, which I love. It's almost like the Victorians intuitive the truth about this flower. So Tuberose, dangerous pleasures. The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. Whew, that's some work right there to do. But Tuberose, I love it because the Victorians thought it was a very sexual plant and it was very taboo. And then science caught up with their assessment of that plant. No, cat, please do not. With their assessment of that plant. So it turned out that the tuberose produces a very different scent at night than it does during the day. And it also, that scent is a bunch of chemicals that are the same chemicals that human skin releases when we orgasm. So it's a very taboo flower, in Victorian times, and it turns out it was with some good reason. So I love that sort of intuitive presaging of what science eventually caught up with. That was what that was. So dangerous pleasures. I wonder if this has to do with dancing with life, with changing up the energy, taking risks, living dangerously, and really enjoying it. Doing something pleasurable but risky. Well, I'm not talking about that. Maybe I am. I don't know. Dancing. It seems to go with this dancing with life card. Live dangerously. Maybe it's doing something that your family doesn't get or doesn't approve of, breaking that chain and that boundary. They're like, no, you can't do that. You can't go in that direction. And you're like, watch me. All right, Virgo. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. I cannot believe this. I have done this multiple times with this deck today, as far as making sure all the cards are straight, because each reading is getting one unexpected reversal. And so I don't believe that there are no mistakes in tarot. It was meant to come out that way, despite my best efforts. But you know, yeah, I try to believe that in real life too, but it's a lot harder. But in tarot, it's this nice little encapsulated place where I can believe there are no mistakes, and it's easier than normal. Okay, in your recent past, we have this Four of Cups card. So this to me is about patterns. It's about offers and refusals. So there may have been somebody made an offer and somebody made a refusal. It could be refusing a pattern. I kind of see it relating with this boundaries card here. It can be, to me, the Four of Cups is emerges more and more about having overindulged somebody or something, and it's like, I don't want this anymore. It can be breaking a pattern, breaking out of a routine of, I just do not want this anymore. I don't want these cups. I've had your cups. I hate your cups. Your cups always, this could be advice people are trying to give you, tell you how to be, tell you how to live. And you're like, yes, I've followed your advice before, and every single time it sucked. I hate it, and I don't want to do it anymore. There's, to me, this card, especially with this, the way this particular deck portrays it, there's a sense of just like, I'm done with your shit. I'm done with this. Stop bringing me these stupid ass cups. I'm sick of them. I'm not going to repeat this pattern. So it can be breaking out of a repeated pattern, which is a little bit of what I'm seeing here. And we have this breaking the chain, breaking out of a pattern of doing things, a pattern of being. Could be a pattern of being that that has to do with boundaries, and letting depletion happen for you, to you. So there's this sense of, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the way this has gone. In its core, it's about offerings and refusals, the Four of Cups. It could be you, it could be somebody else. But somebody here is done with the way things have been done before, the pattern that's already been established. They're not having it anymore, and they're breaking out of it. In your current situation, you have Page of Coins. So the pages are going to be about understanding, learning, clarity, developing the beginnings of wisdom. Coins are usually about something in real life, something happening in real life. So the Page of Coins is typically, when we combine all that together, is going to be learning a new job, going a school program, a degree program, starting something new, starting a new job, it could be starting a new way of actually being, of actually doing something in physical reality. The rest of these all, deal with, our cups are dealing with our feelings, like this Four of Cups. You just don't feel like it anymore. You just don't feel like going down this road again, right? The cups are about our feelings. Our swords are about communication and ideas. Our wands are about inspiration, sexuality, and creativity. And our coins are about anything physical. So there's something new. You could be learning about a new home, learning about a new job. Something here is new to you, and it's in reality. It's manifested in a concrete way, and you're starting to learn about it. You could be learning about money management, learning about some sort of new thing about money or new thing about a job or something like that. So the pages are beginner. He's just learning. He's just starting to understand something. And it's new. It's a new thing. It's a new intention, a new idea, a new concept. So we have this Page of Coins. So you're in this learning vibe. This could be a person around you that's just starting to learn about something, starting to learn about a career path or money or something like that, but it's kind of showing up like it could be you. And then here's our accidental reversal, King of Coins. So this is in your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears, your thoughts about things, what you're concerned with right now. So the King of Coins in the reverse would be about financial irresponsibility, which is funny because this page, you're in this space of learning about finances, learning about money, either the way you make your money or the way you spend your money, or how you're going to make your money in the future. This King of Coins, your hopes, your fears. King of Coins in the upright has had an illustrious, amazing career. It's gone very well. He's been very organized. Time management has been his friend, been on his side. And so in the reverse, you could be thinking about tossing a little bit of that organization that's gotten you to where you are, that time management, that precision, that long view. You could be rethinking some of that. How is this working for me? He's slow moving. He's bonds. He's not stocks. He's very future oriented, sees the future. So you could be thinking about not quite looking so far in the future, worried about losing this, what's made you successful so far, especially if you're breaking a chain or breaking a boundary or breaking some sort of habit or way of being. It can be very frightening. You can feel like I'm not, the whole world is going to end if I try to do something differently. So that's a little bit of what I'm seeing with this reverse King of Coins, is thinking about doing something a little differently than usual, a little less safe, considering risk more and the benefits of risk instead of of being safe. Because the King of Coins is very safe. He's a very good investor. He's very good at managing his time. He's gotten where he's gotten because of all of that. So maybe you haven't been as good at managing your time as you thought, but just given that this is a Virgo reading, it could be about thinking about not being risky or not being as safe, or what has playing it this safe got you. I mean, it's gotten you quite a bit, but maybe there's a different way of doing something that could also get you someplace. So this King of Coins, in reverse. You could be thinking about not being in charge of things, not being in a leadership role. You could be thinking about that maybe that would feel very irresponsible to you to not be in a leadership role. Maybe you're thinking about being a little bit riskier, not playing it quite so safe as you have. And then what's at issue here is this Magician not being able to manifest something, not being able to... The Magician in the upright would be going from pure intention to physical manifestation. And that's not happening. The intentions you're not seeing the result in the real life. And so maybe you're rethinking how you do things. Because normally the King of Coins, this is going to be quite the Virgo energy. But you're not seeing what you want to see. You're not seeing something happen. You're learning about making something happen, but it's not happening. There's an intention that hasn't been manifested. There's an intention here, a dream here, a wish here that you haven't achieved. And I think you might be rethinking how you go about achieving things, because there's something here that you haven't achieved, that you've wanted to achieve, you've wanted to get, you've wanted to make it real, and you haven't yet. So there's some sort of the Magician reverse. It's not happening. It's not that it's not going to happen. It just hasn't happened, and it's not being able to manifest it. And I think you're starting to realize that this King of Coins energy that you've been in, it's reversed, and you're considering flipping it around because in the upright it hasn't brought this in. So you might be thinking about or worrying about or afraid of. And then sitting underneath this Four of Cups, this refusal, we have this Page of Cups. So we have learning about emotions, learning about feelings, and there's surprising shit in there. There's some surprising stuff that you're finding out. Something in your environment. This could be someone in your environment seeing things, looking face to face with how they feel. There's a message not delivered here. But there is something in your environment that's either causing you or causing other people to look into their cup of feelings and start to understand things, start to see things. One thing I love about this, we have 2 pages. So there's learning about sort of the physical world, manifestation, learning about something in the physical world. And then we also have somebody here learning about the emotional world, learning, and there's something surprising. What I love about this page is that instead of like, holy shit, there's a fish in my cup, she's like, oh my God, there's a fish in my cup. A new little friend. Isn't that cute? So there's this learning about some emotional acceptance, some accepting of the surprising things that our hearts can hold and tell us, and going with it, rolling with it. I see like improv here, like there's some sort of situation where it's like, wow, that's surprising, and I'm rolling with it because I'm curious about it and I'm learning about it. I'm not shutting it down. I'm not throwing it back out. I'm not throwing it out of my heart here. I'm holding it. I'm staring this strangeness in the face, right? And so that's what's going on in your external landscape. So this is probably somebody around you, somebody near you that's facing something in their emotions that surprises them and they're not quite sure about. It does remind me of this dangerous pleasure. There's something in their heart that's surprising, unusual, strange. And then we have your to-do list is the 4 of Wands. This is our 1111 card, our leveling up card, and it's the engagement card. So I'm not necessarily saying that you need to go get engaged, but you do need to make a commitment. And then it's like a leveling up. So it's like we make this commitment and then we do planning for the next steps. So it's this acknowledgement of this is where we're at. This is where I'm at right now. I also feel like it's a proposal card, making a proposal. You've done a bunch of preliminary work and it's time to make a proposal, bring a proposal forward, suggest something, the next steps. This is going to be way out of the King of Coins energy. No, I don't know. Page of Coins, you're learning, maybe you're figuring out how to make this proposal, how to bring this proposal, but that's your to-do list. It's to propose something or to level up, to acknowledge that this part of this situation, we have completed that successfully, and now it's time to move to this other part of the situation and moving up. And we know what we feel in our hearts, right? So we can move up and move forward and start planning for the next step. Because that's what the engagement is, a little bit. It's about planning for the next step, which would be the marriage, right? So this is a commitment, and there's a sense in the 4 of Wands of bringing it public, communicating it. It's a communication of so that's what I mean by proposal. It's a communication of commitment. It's a communication of and planning. So discussing that, talking about that, playing with that. And then we have a possible outcome here is the Emperor, the King of all kings. He has the power, the control, the divine right to rule, receives messages from the divine. This is the power you're going. This is the place where the possible outcome here is having a lot of power, having a lot of control, having a lot of, it's all the kings wrapped in one. It's a very powerful card. It is about power and control, and the ball being in your court, and you being you being the authority, you being in charge of it all, of all the aspects of your life, and the messages and the control here. All right, apparently that's what I had to say here. All right, we're going to look for the Kuan Yin. Just one. Can we just have one here? Okay, this is about being on your life path, being protected, people looking out for you, your higher self looking out for you, and sort of embracing some sort of innocence. and just going towards what you want and allowing other parts of yourself to be looking for you. I mean, this almost looks like this card to me, the way I'm seeing it. There is like this balance here with the sort of you in the middle and these two pillars here supporting you and supporting what you want. So let's read what it says. You are one of a kind. Your own path will never be exactly the same as anyone else's. Yeah, man. The type of frequency you hold is as individual as your fingerprints. The uniqueness cannot ever be taken from you, co-opted by another, or compromised in any way. Relish your uniqueness and share it lovingly, freely, joyfully with the world. I feel like this is tying into this boundaries and breaking the chain. You aren't like your ancestors. You aren't like... So to do things the same way. So yeah, I do want to talk about this. The North Node, I've been interested and curious about my North Node. I've done a lot of work there, and it just reminded me of how unique everybody's path is, how unique everybody comes here with unique personality traits, and everybody has these very unique formative experiences, and it all combines, and it's all very unique, and we're all on very different paths. So advice is never a one-size-fits-all thing. So especially advice from our parents, those were their lessons that they needed to learn, and breaking free from that is super important because you have your own lessons. So I see, you know, there's like people that need to learn how to love others more and people that need to learn how to love themselves more. If the people that learn how to love themselves more take advice from people that whose path meant that they needed to learn how to love others more, and that was their path, then they're going to be giving advice like you need to love other people and give to other people, and if you need to learn how to love yourself more, you'll be like, I'm already doing as much as I can. So that advice could be very destructive for you. It is very helpful for them, but very destructive to them. So we just all have such unique paths. It's very important to, you know, suss out the advice that people are giving you, because they may have had very different personality and very different paths and very different things that they needed to learn. So, and I feel like that relates to that card, so I thought I'd share that with you. And my North Node is in Scorpio, if you wanted to know. All right, Virgo, thank you so much for your likes, your comments, and your subscribes, and I hope you have a very wonderful week.